All right, here we go. 7-Eleven today, July 11th. And like we had talked about last week, we're halfway through the year. So I actually have a lot of stuff to share with you guys this week. Some really good stuff. But anybody got anything, any pressing issues or anything you want me to address first?
Did you see the email I sent you this morning about AI4 Las Vegas, August 12th to
Yes,
the 14th, MGM?
I did. That looks very interesting, and I applied to see if I could get one of the free passes for it.
Yeah, and what category? Because I'm looking tangled myself also for that.
Well, it says you can apply for a free pass if you're a new startup. So
Correct.
basically, I did the new startup under
Mhm,
Acquisition Air because it's got to be
mhm.
less than 3 years old.
Correct.
So I did it that, and basically I just looked at their requirements and filled out the form accordingly.
Correct. Yeah. Right. That was going to be my angle. Um, now, so you didn't apply for the speaker. I also too after that I sent you that email this morning. For those who don't understand, don't haven't caught up, there's a thing called AI4 in Las Vegas, August 12th, 13th, 14th at the MGM Grand. And there's 296 speakers, which is ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
covering everywhere from Amazon and Ford Motor Company down to little companies, big companies, Vanguard. I'm just reading off the list off the side of my screen of what I can see. And so my question to you, John, was debating about going because thing would be is I know you would go for the education and so forth. I would go for the education and the networking and the opportunity to meet up with these big companies. But if there's like 500 or 600 people showing up and there's 300 speakers and you got to find that one needle in the haystack and get their attention and be able to exchange business cards and get can I call you later attitude, it's like, is it really going to be that? Because if we don't get the free pass, it's a $1,900 ticket. Your turn.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is a different kind of conference than what you guys are used to in the internet marketing space. In the internet marketing space, it's more of like people trying to pitch you on stuff. What this is an this is a true industry conference. So this is more like an association putting this on to educate the industry. And it's a whole different level. Like, most of the stuff that we attend as marketers is on a marketing level, and this is on like a major corporate level. So, like you said, all those speakers, they have different track rooms. So you got to really look at the agenda to see what you're interested in learning. I looked through the whole agenda this morning, and there's just tons and tons of learning tracks. And there was a couple of them that were really interesting to me. But the thing is, this covers way more than just marketing. If you notice, Charles Hoskins is one of the speakers. He's the head of Cardano ADAs. That's blockchain cryptocurrency. So it even covers that sector. I would be very curious to see, what his involvement with Cardano and AI is. That would be an interesting connection. But it's a whole different level. I mean, unless you're really going for something specific, I don't know that this event would make sense for you. If you're going specifically to try and hobnob with big corporations, heads of corporations, the networking here would probably be incredible because who knows who's going to be in this room. It's not going to be just a bunch of marketers trying to hump each other's legs. It's going to be, serious A-level people. So, um, but yeah, look at it for that. And it's just like anything else. Whatever you're doing, you always look at like, what do you want out of it? What's the end goal in mind? And does this provide a vehicle for you to get that? If it does, then it's a good thing for you. If it doesn't, then it's just a waste of your time. You're just going to spin your wheels. So look at it, like look at everything in that aspect. Is it going to move you forward and get you toward what you want? Or is it just another shiny object? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that would be really cool to just go to. But things that are cool to go to, those are the things you do after you're successful. Those are also the things that get in the way of you becoming successful. So it just depends on what part of your timeline you're on, whether that makes sense or not. If you're in the part of your timeline where you should be grinding and kicking ass and building your business, and you're getting derailed with all these shiny objects, then that doesn't serve you well. If it's something that's going to give you positioning to move forward, then maybe it does. So, and that kind of leads into our year-end process. We talked about going back over that again, and I'm gonna bring that document up. I'm not going to go through it in as much detail as we do at the end of the year, because this is basically just a reminder for you that you don't have to wait till the end of the year. You probably all have this document already. If not, I'll send out the link for it so you can get it again. But the only thing that changed between last year and this year is I changed 23 to 24. That's it. The document is the same. And it's basically, this is just like a scorecard. This is like, remember back in high school, you got that dreaded thing called that report card. And, either you were proud of it or you weren't. And back then it was like, maybe your parents would take you to dinner and reward you or put you on restriction. Well, here now it's a little different game. It's you're going to make money or you're not. Your reward is being able to do whatever you want to do, which is freedom. Pretty goddamn big carrot, right? There is a huge reason for you to want to score well on this thing. Because like I said, that is a big carrot. Freedom is truly what we're all here for. Whatever, I don't care what it is that you want, it's attached to freedom because it's what you want and your ability to get it. So a bad report card here means you're going to suffer. It means you're not going to get that freedom, and you're going to be at the end of the day left wanting things. That's a bad place in life, just to sit there and want things. When you want things, they don't just fall from the sky. You have to go and get them. And if they're not showing up and you just remain doing what you're doing, nothing's going to change. That's, if we advance, I'm going to just go all the way down to the bottom here. And this is what it comes down to. What are you going to change? And I can assure you of this. If nothing in the list changes, nothing's going to change in your business. And you're still going to be just wanting stuff. That's no way to go through life, just wanting stuff. It's not going to just show up. Unless you got a big trust fund coming and you're just sitting fat and happy waiting for it. That's the only exception to the rule or variation of that. But going back up to the top, the first thing here is lists and lead magnets. Now, I have talked about a thing called momentum and a flywheel. In business, it's very similar. Business is like a flywheel. It's a big, heavy wheel, and it's not turning. When you start business, that thing is just sitting there, and it's hard to get rolling. It's very, very difficult to get that wheel rolling. But once the wheel starts rolling, it's much easier to push it and move it just a little bit faster. And it's almost impossible to stop. A flywheel, that's the whole purpose of it, is momentum, to keep going. You put a lot of energy up front into getting the wheel started, and then you ride for free once it's running. It's like your car. When you get in your car, and I'm not, take electric vehicles out of the picture, that's new technology, but think about your old car, the gasoline one, the one you pumped fuel into. When you step on the gas, you're burning a tremendous amount of fuel and the car's not going anywhere. It's the most poor efficient way to move is from a standing stop. That's why if you roll into a light, like let's say the light is red, I'm just going to give you a lesson in economics here in fuel economy. I know probably you guys are, what the hell do I want this for? But it has meaning to business. If you roll up to a stoplight and you know it's going to turn green in a few minutes, so you don't completely stop. Just like stay back, slow the car down way back here, but keep it rolling going toward that stop sign or that stoplight. When the light turns green, you can accelerate from a non-stopped position. Way more fuel efficient. If you stop that car completely and you start from a standing stop, that is the worst fuel economy you're ever going to get. And your business is no different. If you let your shit stop, you're going to have to pour a tremendous amount of fuel, meaning effort, your effort, into moving that wheel again. So you have to do that. There's no way around it. You have to put some effort into a business to get it rolling. But the thing is, once it starts, once it's rolling, it is so easy to keep it rolling. You never have to do that hard energy work to get it going again once it's cooking. Like, here's an example. Let's say you're going to build a funnel. It takes a lot of work to build a funnel. But once you get a funnel and it's working, now the car's rolling forward. How easy is it to duplicate the funnel and have two funnels? It's probably a tenth of the work. So you drop just a tenth more fuel on the fire and the fire grows to double the size. That's momentum. That is the flywheel concept. So that's kind of what this thing is all about. So you can evaluate how effective are you? How effective is your fuel economy in your business? Are you taking advantage of momentum? Are you moving forward, or do you do something and stop? And I listened to a video just a couple of days ago. It was Todd Brown, and for any of you that know him, he's like really, really dedicated. This guy does he's a marketer, but he does bodybuilding, and he went in like a 3-month period from looking like a normal guy to looking like a ripped Iron Man. I mean, I saw he did a picture, in a like a speedo, and I'm just like, what the actual fuck? He looked absolutely chiseled. And he did a video about how he transformed his body to that point. And it was all about, pure dedication. But what he said was, it was, again, he was talking the flywheel 100%. He said most people will put in effort on day one, they won't see a result, and they stop. Maybe they start day 2 or 3 with another effort and they don't see anything and they stop. That will absolutely kill your chances of success. He's like, you got to pick a track, you got to believe in the track you've picked, and you got to keep with it until the wheel starts moving. And, with him, he was talking about reducing body fat and building, lean muscle mass and all this stuff to get his body into the shape that he got in to compete. And that whatever, I don't even know what the hell kind of competition it was. It seemed like crazy to me, but it was his dedication that was absolutely amazing. And he does this, he uses the same exact dedication in his marketing, in his business. And this guy creates multi-million-dollar funnels on a very regular basis. So it's that dedication that whatever he attacks in his life, he's going to win because he gets a plan, he believes in the plan, he attacks the plan, and he does not give up. He's absolutely relentless. He will keep hammering and keep hammering until that wheel moves, until the flywheel is moving forward. So that's really what this thing's all about. I want you guys to really take that to heart. And another thing here, I don't know if you guys want me to go through this. You all have it. You know what this is. It's, it's how many of each of these things have you done? We're going to cover this in depth at the end of the year. So, like, how many new products did you create this year? And when I look at this year, I'm going to be very proud of my report card. I have created a multitude of everything, including new products, new affiliates, new joint venture partners. And when I look at my income for this year, it correlates 100%. And the effort was minimal because my flywheel was already moving. So, don't give up. I think I don't know if I told you guys the story, but I think I told this at Craig's group. It's about how Agora Publishing almost gave up. They created their marketing campaigns to sell their newsletters. This was in the very beginning when they moved to the online space. And they ran the advertisements out for 30 days. And when they looked at the results, they weren't getting the results that they wanted. And they said, this isn't working. We need to shut this down. Right. And it was Clayton Makepeace. I don't know if any of you guys know him. He's passed away. He recently passed away. He was absolutely brilliant. You probably don't know him because he wasn't a public figure. He wasn't out on stages. He had like a speech thing, some kind of a speech impediment. So he was not a guy that you put on stage for public speaking. But he was absolutely brilliant and, probably one of the sharpest copywriters and marketers that I've ever met. But he was working for Agora at the time, and he said, "What, are you guys nuts?" He said, "You're going to shut this down? You haven't even given it a chance to run yet." He said, "You're looking at the wrong metrics." He said, "You need to look at a longer timeline of value." And I've talked about this many times. What is the lifetime value of a customer? When you look at the lifetime value of a customer, it all of a sudden changes how much you think you can spend to acquire the customer. If you sell a $10 thing in the front end and it costs you $20 to acquire the customer, you might think, I can't do that. I can't afford to lose $10 on every sale. But if you take a step back and you look at a larger window, you look at what's that customer worth over the next year. I know they're just going to buy the $10 thing first, but then they're going to come into my world and they're going to get to know me. They're going to get to like me. They're going to get to trust me. And they're going to need things. Whether I make those things or whether I just tell them where to get them, I'm going to make more money than that $10. What is the yearly value of the customer? What's the annual value? That's it. What's the annual value? And then what's the lifetime value? So when you look at the value of a customer through those different lenses, they look very different. All of a sudden, that negative $10 could look like a very attractive customer to you. And they just weren't looking through that lens. And Clayton stepped up and he said, "What are you guys, nuts?" He goes, "You're making a decision based on a 30-day window. You can't do that." They took his advice and they are a $1.5 billion a year business now because of it. That potentially was a $1.5 billion a year mistake to make that decision prematurely and to stop the flywheel. So it's really important to know how to look at your business and how to evaluate it, and also how to create lifetime value. I know a lot of you are focused on just creating a single product just to get started, and you can't see it. But you need to really think in your business, what is the value ladder that you're going to bring to the table? If you're looking at just doing one-shot deals, that's going to be a very, very difficult business to survive in. If you're just, you spend all that time and effort and money to acquire a customer for a one-time deal, that would be like That would be like one night stands. You would go from one to the next. Your life would be miserable because you'd just be looking for, where's my next meal going to come from? And then all of a sudden, once you got it, you're right back in that same mode. You're never going to be able to coast. You're always going to work your ass off for your next meal. That is no way to go through life. That's kind of like a job. You work your ass off, you get a paycheck at the end of the week, and then now it all starts over. There's no momentum there. There is no flywheel. There's no free ride. There's no way out. With you creating a value ladder for a customer where a customer comes in, and even if you go negative to acquire the customer, it's like you are investing. Business, like you need to take the mindset of investor, not employee. A lot of you, I think, are using an employee mindset to run your business. You're not using an investor mindset. An investor mindset says, if I purchase this asset for X amount and I hold it for X long, it's going to be worth X amount, which is more than the initial X amount I paid for it. The question is, how long do you have to hold it? And how much is the value going to go up? Those are the things that an investor considers before they put their money on the table. How much money out, how much back, and how long is it going to take? That's an investor mindset. So when you're looking at customers, you are investing, you are purchasing assets. That's the business you're in. You're in the business of purchasing assets for less than what they're worth. So you need to figure out, what is a customer worth to you? What's their value? And in this, you don't really have an exit value. They keep paying dividends forever. All you have to do is stay connected to them. Keep providing them value. Keep giving them what they need, and they will keep providing dividends for you. That's the best investment you're ever going to find, right? That's the difference between an employee mindset and an investor mindset. If you're in business, your job is to invest in customers. Whether you purchase them, whether you pay for advertising to get enough volume of traffic to get those customers, or whether you do the sales yourself, whether you do SEO, I don't care how you get them. You're going to get them through traffic of one way or another. I've always said my favorite method of this is finding somebody that has my customers in their list already, cutting a deal with them to introduce me and offer them one of my products or services, and then give that person an affiliate commission. It's an absolute win-win. They spent time and money to build that list. I don't have the list. I have the product that has the value. They have the list with the customers that will buy the product. That is a very win-win situation. It costs me nothing. I don't have to risk money on advertising. I don't have to wonder, is this going to lose money? It is a money maker right out of the gate, because I'm leveraging someone else's momentum in their flywheel to push mine even faster, right? If I don't do that, I'm working from a standing stop. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. That's the least efficient. So if I create a new product and I'm working from a standing stop, I've got to pour a bunch of time, a bunch of money, a bunch of effort into moving that freaking flywheel, right? I'm way too freaking lazy to do that. I'm going to go and find the guy that did that work. He built that list. Now he's sitting on it, waiting for, how can I make more money from this list that I put all this time and effort and money in to build? He's going to be so happy that I'm going to provide him a vehicle to make more money. He's going to be beside himself. And I don't have to do the heavy lifting to move the flywheel. All I have to do is have a conversation with him, come to terms on how much I'm going to pay him, how he's going to introduce me, and away we go. We hold hands and go to the party together, right? We can just avoid all the other nonsense. He doesn't have to build products. I don't have to build a list. We just hold hands and go to the dance together and have a good time. Everybody's happy. So there is a lot of wisdom to the flywheel method. If you can figure out in your business who has your list, who has your customers, and go and create deals with them. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are not integrous. So you got to be kind of careful. If you do a lot of these deals, you're probably going to eventually come across somebody that doesn't pay you. That's, you know, that's just the way it is. But if you're the one that's providing the products, the money's flowing through you. And what I can tell you is do not be one of those dickheads. Pay your people. The happiest day of my month is the first of the month. Every month, I get to pay my affiliates. The more money I shovel out the door, the happier I am. I mean, imagine that. When was the last time you were happy about giving your money away? Right? That again is a shitty mindset. That is a limited mindset. That's going to destroy your chances of success. If you're operating from that mindset, you're operating from an employee mindset, not a business owner, not an investor. The most successful marketers I know, they don't look at how much money I can save. They look at how much money I can spend. That's how they measure their success. Like when they can spend $20,000 a month on Facebook ads, they're happy. When they can scale that up with multiple channels and spend 100 grand a month, they're 5 times as happy. Right? It's a different mindset. That's why the first of the month is that's such a good day for me to shovel money out the door, because all it does, it reminds me of how much money those people put in my pocket. Right? And if I don't do that, let's say one month I decide, oh, you know, these people don't deserve it, I'm going to just keep that money. I would have a little more money that month, right? But what would happen to my reputation? Would those people ever want to work with me again? No, I'd be the dickhead that we were talking about. And because I got a little bit more money, I destroyed my future, right? Don't do that. It's not worth it. Even if you're struggling, still give them the money. They earned it. I mean, what would happen if you had employees and they were working for you and they were depending on you for their livelihood, and you just all of a sudden at the end of the week decided, yeah, I'm not going to pay you? I mean, I don't even know what the hell that would be. That's what that would be like, and not paying your affiliates. And I've come across some affiliates that do just that. And will I ever work with them again? Nope. Will I ever promote them or talk nicely about them? Nope. Will I share my experience with others to protect them? Yes, absolutely. So, that's just, you know, again, we're talking a lot about mindset here. And I think mindset is probably the thing that keeps most people from success. We did at last week at Craig's thing, or I don't even know, it's 2 weeks ago now, I guess. I started off on the first day and I asked everybody, I gave everybody the option. I said, what would you guys like? Would you like me to just give you all the tools and the tricks for AI and then you can go out and just have fun with them and do whatever you want? Or do you want me to show you how to actually use these to advance your business and make a lot of money with them? And it was 100%. They all wanted that route. They didn't want just the bag of tricks. So I told them, I said, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it on my terms. and I'm gonna get your mindset right. I'm gonna fix you because you're all broken. I told everybody in the room, I said, you're all broken. I need to fix you if I'm gonna do this properly. And they all agreed that they were broken. Actually, at first, when I asked this question, and I'll ask this of all of you, and you can see if you can answer it honestly. How many of you have the life that you want right now? Right? About half the people in the room put the hand up and they said, "Oh, yeah, I'm happy." And I said, "Bullshit to that." I said, "If you had the life you wanted, you wouldn't be here." Right? Just that simple. You wouldn't be here. You'd be out living that life. You would be doing whatever you want to do. And it certainly wouldn't be in this room learning about AI. Right? And I said, let me ask it again. How many of you are living the life that you would want if money wasn't an object? If you had all the money you would ever want, you never had to work for the money. You just had it. Are you living the life you would live then? And only one guy put his hand up, and I said, all right, there we have it. There's one liar in the room. and he even agreed, right? None of them were living the life they really wanted. And I ran everybody through the freedom formula. That's the first piece in ACT, by the way. And I think a lot of you guys haven't taken that to heart. It is the difference between success and failure. If you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to win. And most of us, myself included, I've sabotaged myself with this so many times I can't even count them. I don't have enough fingers and toes for that. But the sabotage is in what you think you can do. It's like if you look at a lifestyle that is just lavish, and you probably think, yeah, I don't have enough money for that. I'll never have a business big enough to sustain that. And you know what they say about the guy that says something, he's right. If he says he can or he says he can't, he's right, because that's the wall he's put up around his limitations or her limitations. It's all in your head what you can and can't do. That is it. That's where it resides. And the freedom formula is there to fix that. That's why I told him, I said, you were all broken. If you weren't broken, you wouldn't be here, right? You'd be living the life you want. So once I proved the point that they were broken, I showed them how to fix it. And the freedom formula is simple. It's just getting out a piece of paper and writing down, what does the life that you really want look like? If money wasn't an object, where would you live? What would you drive? How many times a week would you go to the masseuse? Or would they be just a live-in masseuse at your beck and call? What would that life look like? Would you have a chef in your kitchen preparing your meals? I mean, what exactly would that life look like? If money wasn't an object and we could get all the bullshit out of the way and you tell me what you really want. Most people can't even say it because it makes them uncomfortable. But if you can just suspend disbelief and play with me for a minute and just imagine what it would be like to have all the money you would ever want. What would it look like? How would you live? What would you drive? Where would you live? Who would you live with? All of that stuff. Write it down. Write it down line by line. What's it look like? What does your true ideal life look like? And then every line item, the next step to the process is every line item, you put a monthly figure to what that costs. What's that house cost you per month? What's the cars cost you a month? What does the lifestyle, everything that you've line itemed out, what's the monthly cost? And I got to tell you, if you're playing the game right, it should be a monster number. It should scare the shit out of you. I mean, it should have a lot of zeros behind it. Seriously. And then once you look at that, it's going to be really hard to keep the disbelief suspended. It's going to be really tough at this point in the game. But the next thing you look at is, okay, now what am I going to sell to get that money? How many units do I have to move? And you realize this is the thing that clicks in your head. This is the game changer. This is what will change the mindset. Is now you realize living that life is just a math equation. And you know exactly how to do it. Because that was the problem before. You just didn't know how to do it. It wasn't that you didn't want it. Your conscious mind had suppressed it so hard because you didn't know how to do it. It didn't even want to think about it. That's the limiting belief. That's the mindset issue that's going to keep you from success. You don't believe you can have it because you don't know how to get it. That is it right there in a nutshell. And once you realize now how you're going to get it, all of a sudden everything changes. Now you want it so bad you can taste it. And now you're probably going to do the work to get it. But here's something I can tell you with no uncertainty. If you don't think you can get it or you don't know how you're going to get it, you're not going to work very hard towards it. Right? You're just not. And this is something I learned from two NLP people that went through ACT the first time I presented it. And they said, oh my God, they said, this is a phenomenal program. This is a game changer. But then they leaned in and they said, here's what I can tell you about it. Nobody's going to do it. And I'm like, that just broke my heart to know that I put that much time and that much effort to make sure that I had built a program that was foolproof, that anyone could follow and anyone could get the success that I've been able to get and that ad agencies have been able to provide for over 100 years. It literally broke my heart. I'm like, what do you mean? You're damaging my soul right now. You better explain. And they said, nobody, it's going to be a mindset issue that's going to get in everybody's way. They're not going to do it because they don't believe they can. And in a deeper conversation with the both of them, that's where I realized I need another piece on the front end, which is the freedom formula. I have to adjust and set the mindset first before I teach you how to do it. The first thing you need to understand is it's just a simple math equation. Now, the how to do it, see, here's the question. How many units do I have to move to live that lifestyle? That's the question that you need to answer. How much profits in each unit? How many units do I need to move? Or in some cases, if you have a very high lifetime value of a customer, how many customers do I need to acquire to live that lifestyle? Now, all of a sudden, and Gina, she's not on here, but Gina was the one I pulled up on stage and used her as part of my demonstration. And it was her life we were building on the board in front of everybody. She was putting down exactly what she wanted. And she had a monster number up there. It was awesome. And then we said, okay, let's pretend you're going to sell an item where there's $1,000 profit in it. And it came down to like she had to move 3,000 units to do it. And the lights went off in her head. Her eyes literally lit up. And she said, that's not very many. I said, that's right. That life that you didn't think was possible, that you would have never even tried to get, is not that difficult to acquire. You just need to figure out how do you move 3,000 units. And I'll tell you how. You're going to move it with marketing. That's what the ACT program was built for, was how do you market your business? How do you move your units? Right? That's it. It's all the formulas now bundled into one. When you put the freedom formula on the front end, this is the math to the equation of how you're going to get what you want. And It's by moving that number of units of whatever it is that you're offering. You don't even have to make the units. You can have someone else make the units for you, and you are just the salesperson in the middle. You are the marketer. You're the one that figures out, how do I move the units? You can move them for yourself if you want to run your own successful business, or maybe you just become a marketing wing for someone else. Maybe that's your business. Maybe you don't want to run all the minutia of fulfillment of something, of a product, and all that entails running a business, of providing a product or service and all that fulfillment. That's messy. You could find somebody that's what they live for. That's all they want to do. They have no idea how to sell it. They have no idea how to move their own stuff. That's where you can come in as a marketing agency, and you can make the middle money. You can make the money in the middle. If that's what you want to do, if that's your thing, and you can stay clean while doing it and be happy and successful, that's a really good way to go for a lot of people. There are people out there making like millions of dollars a year, and they don't even have a product. They're just affiliate. They're marketers. They've learned marketing. They've built lists, and they're just moving products for other people. Like, is everybody like familiar with that? Are you familiar with like what I'm talking about with that? Like, let me show you what this looks like. Okay, so anybody heard of JV Zoo? So JV Zoo is an affiliate marketing like warehouse. People that have products go to JV Zoo and they list their products, and they're looking for affiliates. Affiliates go to JV Zoo and they look for products to promote. So it's like a clearinghouse. You've got people on one side that have products that need sales. You have marketers that know how to sell stuff on the other side. And it's like a dating service. It's a matchmaker. So I'll show you, what the back end of this thing looks like. When you're logged in as an affiliate, like I'm logged into my affiliate control panel here. I just went in here and I ran a search for AI. Like, what products are available for AI, right now? And when I scroll down to the bottom, there's 1,486 products available sitting here waiting for somebody to step up and sell them. Like this one here, Eva by Synthesis or Synthesis. You've probably heard of Synthesis. It's an AI product that a lot of people are familiar with, but Eva is their new product that they're releasing. And it's a video creator. Single line scripts or prompts you can put in, and it will create video for you. AI video. That's absolutely beautiful. This is an incredible product. I just purchased it. And because I liked it so much, I went over here and I requested approval. So my approval for this product is pending. Once it's approved, I'll get my affiliate links for it, and then I can promote it. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to put that link inside my free AI book that I give away. I'm going to write up a little paragraph about what this product is, how cool it is, how I use it, and I'm going to put my affiliate link for it. If you look at my free AI book, it's nothing but affiliate links. It's not a book at all. It's a resource guide for all the top AI products I've come across, shown how to use them. I even put my own products in there. Like I put my SEO software in there for SitePop. I put Acquisition product in there. I think I've probably even got a link for the ACT program inside that book. The book is nothing more than, here's all this cool stuff to help you build your business. And here's links to get all these things, whatever makes sense for you. And every time someone uses that book, I give that book away for free. Every time somebody goes in, uses that book and buys one of those products, I make money. I have made so much money from giving that book away for free. It's ridiculous. Like it doesn't even seem fair. People on the outside, like family members or something, they think I'm doing something illegal. it's it's hilarious. But this is like, and this is, what did I say? 1,486 products just based around AI, right? That's crazy. There's hundreds of thousands of things in here for everything you can imagine. If you're in the health market, there's products in here for weight loss. There's products in here for every health disorder you can imagine. There's stuff in here for finance, for woodworking, any hobby on the planet. There's people that have created products for that. So this is a haven for money-making objects that you can sell. There's a Canva presentation kit, white label. Anything in here that says white label, you can actually put your name on it. You can rebrand it as your own product and sell it as your own product. So there's a ton of stuff in here. I would have probably done that with Eva if it was a white label version. I probably would have put my own name on it and sold it as a product. There's another thing that I just bought from, and it came from JV Zoo, and it's called Franken AI. And I bought the top end bundle that gave me the reseller rights to it. And it's an unusual offer because usually when you buy a bundle like that, you can resell. They want you to have a minimum retail price on it. Like you can't give it away. But in this one, they allowed you to give it away. So you could literally give away this software as a lead magnet. Like you could give it away. It costs you nothing. You could give it away as like, I could give it away as a bonus for anyone that purchases the ACT program. And what Franken AI does, it's an AI product for social media. And you can basically, it'll do very similar to what the Becky bot does. You can give it your URL and it'll go analyze your website and it will figure out what you do. And it will create a whole entire year's worth of social media posts for you and automatically drip them out every day to like 12 different social media platforms, all automated. You set it up once and walk away, and now you have a social media campaign that's just churning shit out every day across multiple platforms. How valuable is that? Is that worth free? Is there anyone that wouldn't take that offer for free? I am seriously thinking about going over into the Alignable platform and dropping that offer in there for free. There's like 7 million members. They're all under the impression that they need social media, and this solves a huge problem for them. Because everybody's heard they need social media, right? I have avoided it like the plague because it's just way too much freaking work for me. There ain't no way in hell I'm doing shit every day on social media. I don't care what the outcome is. I'm just not working that hard. But I hear every day how much I need it. You know, the more I go to Perry's events and I see these people that are promoting like the social stuff, they're making a lot of money, but they're working their asses off to do it. And I'm just like, that's not how I do. That's not how I roll. So when I came across this, I'm like, holy shit, there's the answer. There's the solution to the problem. An AI tool that will automate that and solve that pain. And I can give it away for free.
What was the name of that again, John?
It's called Franken AI. And if any of you guys want to do that, there's a special bundle that it's about $400. to buy the bundle, and I'm getting an affiliate link. I just got I didn't get approval yet, but I've got the pending approval this morning. I'll send that link out to the group, because if you buy that bundle and you get those reseller rights to be able to give it away for $400, you bought a lifetime version of that to be able to use as a lead magnet. And I'm going to actually build a funnel in Kartra for it to give it away. And I talked to Perry yesterday, and I just kind of ran it past him, and he thought it was a great idea. And I said, what would you do? Would you give that away to get someone on a free newsletter? Would you give it away as a bonus to get them to sign up for your newsletter? Or in Perry's group, they're talking a lot about communities right now, like building communities and taking over abandoned communities. There's a ton of communities on Facebook that have been abandoned. They have a ton of members, but the moderator has just like given up. They just went by the wayside. You can literally come in and take those over. So they've been talking about that. And he said, I would do both. He said, I would do a community, get a bunch of people of like mind in the community, form a newsletter for the community, and then give this software away as a free bonus for being part of the community in the newsletter. He said, that way you've got them all in a community that's growing. The people will grow your community for you, because they all will pull people in and the community will grow. Inside the community, you offer the free newsletter, and as a bonus for signing up for the free newsletter, they get access to the free software. See, a lot of people won't sign up for a newsletter because they don't see the value in it. But when you attach that software to it and it becomes a part of the value of the newsletter, now they get the software as a newsletter subscriber. You can build a massive list, and you use the momentum of the flywheel of the community to grow it. Because now you've got, 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 people in this community that are all talking about the community and pulling their friends in, and your community's growing. Your newsletter's growing, your list is growing, your sales are growing, and the momentum is moving. So it's a pretty cool deal. Here's something. I figured out how to make $1,200 an hour. And anyone could do it. I did it yesterday. Anybody interested in that? Using AI. You want to know how to use AI to make $1,200 an hour?
Oh yeah.
I did it yesterday. It was freaking awesome. So in my business, one of my companies is web development. So we've got web developers. We don't create content. It's based on the user content, right? We'll build the website around your content, because we didn't I'll tell you right now, no web developer that lives on this planet is a content developer. They're web developers. They're two different things. It's like saying a copywriter and a graphic artist are the same person. They are not. That is two different skill sets. So my developers do not develop content. I have content developers that I could refer you to. So let's say you come to me and you want a website developed, and you know what you want, the pages, but you don't have the content, and you're not a writer and you don't want to deal with it. I can refer you to a content writer that can write the copy for your website, right? They charge anywhere from $100 on the very low end to $500 per page on your website of content to create it. So I had somebody this week that wanted content for their website, and they had 6 pages. They needed 6 pages of content. And I said, I have a content writer that can do this for $100 a page. And normally I would just pass that on the content writer and make the $100 and I don't even make anything in the middle. I just want them to get the content so we can get the website done and over with. So I said, I've got a content writer. He can do this for $100 a page. And she said, no problem. Great. That's a good deal. Let's do it. So I thought, hey, I can send this over. I can try and describe what they want to my content writer and wait a week and, then build the website. Or I can pull up Perplexity. And Perplexity, in about a half hour, wrote the content for those 6 pages. And it was $600 that went right into my pocket. So $600 in a half hour, that's $1,200 an hour as a content writer. So anybody can do that. Every business on the planet needs content. No one's happy with their stuff, right? Because they did it and they didn't want to do it to begin with. And it's like they know it's crap. Who wants crap content on their website? They all want better content. So when you provide them the service offering of, hey, I can provide good quality content for you at $100 a page, you don't have to do your whole website. You can just say, hey, here's the 3 most important pages, or here's the 10 most important pages. Write me content, $100 a page.
John,
Complexity, and away you go.
that's not the first time you've told us that. And that's how I built my business model, because you told us that. The difference is I charge them an extra $100 per month and I'll write your copy for your content for you anytime.
Yeah.
The difference is 9 times out of 10, they write me about every 3 months. Hey, can you write this? So I make an extra $1,200 a year because I'm offering them content writing.
Yeah. It is
And that's
amazing.
Perplexity is exactly what I used to write it.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing what you can do with AI to generate money at such a minimal effort. It's absolutely crazy. And I'll show you guys. You want to see the prompt? You want to see the process I went through to create that content? Because it was a website I knew absolutely nothing about. I was like, holy shit, I don't know anything about this industry. I don't know anything about the products. It's like, I'm kind of lost in the woods here, and I don't think my writers are really going to know this either. So what I've found with the AI tools is I found ChatGPT is really good for general stuff. Perplexity is really good if you need research done, like if you're doing analysis in the ACT program or you're doing competitive research, competitive analysis. Perplexity is so far superior. It's crazy. And then if you want really good stories, like if you really want to get into deep, heavy copywriting, the one you're going to want to use for that is Claude. Claude is going to be probably the best at that. So for true copywriting, but Perplexity does a phenomenal job. Perplexity is kind of a really good business tool. It'll do the research and the copy, and it's primarily what I use. So let me show you guys. And this was a chemical company. They purchase surplus chemical from other companies, like when they have more chemical than they need, or they have chemical from blends where it creates a new chemical and they don't need it. They got to get rid of it. So this company will purchase those chemicals, those surplus chemicals, and then they do proprietary blends for other companies and create new chemicals for them. So it's like chemical manufacturing. And I was just like, yeah, I don't really know anything about that business. So I went to, I'll pull up the prompt and you can see my actual interaction with this, because I think that's part of the challenge with a lot of people is you don't really know how to interact with the AI to get what you want. And that's a really important skill. I've said this many times, AI is not going to take anyone's job. That's not possible. AI does not take jobs, but a person that knows AI, that's the one that's going to get your job. The person that knows AI, that's your threat. So you want to become that person. You want to be the one taking jobs, not the one getting jobs taken from. So this skill set of learning how to talk to the machine is really important. So I'll just share this, and this is by no means like expert level. This is just me learning as I go how to talk to the machine. And I make mistakes with it one right after another and just keep moving on. So I said here, pplc.net needs help with copy for their website. Can you analyze their entire website, or do you need each individual page URL for this? I was just asking, can I give you the home page and you read the whole thing, or do I need to supply every page? That was my question to it. And it said here, I cannot analyze an entire website with access to specific URLs. So now I know all I have to do is just get each URL, give it the list, and now it can analyze the whole website. So I learned something there. So in here, it summarized. To provide more specific recommendations, it would be helpful to have access to individual page URLs or content from the website. This would allow for more detailed analysis of the current copy and target suggestions for improvement. So, and next I said, can I give you multiple URLs at a time? Because I need to know, can I feed these in as a list, or do I need to give these all at once? It says, yes, you can certainly provide multiple URLs at a time. I'd be happy to analyze and provide feedback on several pages simultaneously. So boom, big win there. This is going to make it easy. So I say, okay, homepage, boom, company page, boom. Continuation of the company page, as these two pages will be combined into one About Us page. And then I gave that page. Products page, which will be renamed to services and be split into two services pages, one for buying surplus chemical and one for blending and formulating custom chemical products for customers. And then there's the products page. Environmental protection, which will be renamed to environmental solutions for compliance. And then resource, and then I put resource protection. Okay, please read and analyze the pages of this site as the target to create content for. Next, I will provide competitors' URLs for reference and training for you to create content for this site. Let me know when you're ready for the competitors' URLs. So here's the answer. I've reviewed the provided URLs, yada, yada, yada. It's basically reiterating. So I looked at that and I said, okay, that looks correct. I believe you've got what you need. And then I provided this content. And again, I'm giving it more detail of what I know. And I don't know squat about this industry. This is stuff that I just got from the client. And so I'm putting this stuff in here. Websites that buy surplus like us. So I'm giving it competitors. And then here's one we buy from. Again, these are sites they need to understand. Do not buy from. Here's one, customers we sell to. So I'm giving it a lot of stuff to churn through. And what it's going to do by doing this, it's going to go out and learn the industry. It's going to understand the language of the industry, all the terminology, so it can write me good copy, right? Here I put in, here's some related keywords for the site. These are keywords that the company deals with. So here's the answer. And again, I won't go like deep into this because it provided a lot of info, but it's giving, a lot of detailed information here. And then I said, does this include the analysis of the previous prompt, which included other websites to look at for their content for reference? said, no, my previous response did not include an analysis of the other websites, such as this. And again, I told it to do that, but it didn't understand. So my prompt here was reiterating, so I make sure that I'm communicating here with an employee. I need to make sure we're on the same page, and we are not. I wouldn't have known that if I didn't ask the question. So this question here revealed a break in the chain. So, and it's asking me if I want it to do that. I said, yes, please provide competitor analysis for all of them to help formulate great copy for our website. Also include the average reader or customer, including their demographics, psychographics, emotional buying triggers. So we have an accurate buyer profile to work from when creating our website content. Do you guys see the importance of these instructions? Like how clear I'm being on what I want and how I'm checking in with the machine to make sure it understands what I want? So here now it's breaking down each site. It's given me the strengths and weaknesses of each one and the key takeaways. Now it's got the demographics, the psychographics, the emotional buying triggers. I know what's important to these people now. Risk mitigation. I wouldn't have thought of that. Environmental responsibility. My clients got a page on their site for that. I didn't even know what the hell that meant. But now the machine understands it. It knows what's important. Innovation. Now it's going to give content recommendations for the different pages. It hasn't written the copy yet, but it's giving me recommendations of what it should include. So now here's my bigger prompt. So I say, okay, I need your best work as a top marketing copywriter for the chemical manufacturing industry. Please provide content for the following pages. Page 1, homepage, to include blurbs from all the other pages with strong calls to action to click to read more, which will lead to the appropriate pages. That's a really important prompt right there. Otherwise, it's just going to write copy for the homepage, and it's not going to correlate to the rest of the site, which is what I want as a marketer and as an SEO guy. I'm telling it how to write this thing as SEO. So page 2, the About Us page, which will combine the information from the current company page of company and the AM Associates page. Page 3, environmental solutions. Page 4, services, which will be a brief description of both the buying surplus chemical and the custom blending and manufacturing of chemicals. Please help with naming these 2 pages for the services and then create those pages. Create those as page numbers 5 and 6. Please include SEO practices using the most effective keywords to attract high search ranking for keywords our ideal customers will be searching for to find us. Also include all meta tags like title, description, keywords, and schema for each page. Please also use industry terminology that you have learned from the analysis of both our site as well as our competitors. Make reference to other internal pages within our site so we can interlink the content for higher SEO value. Use high converting practices not only to create compelling copy to keep our visitors reading and on the edge of their seats, but also use strong calls to action to visit other pages within our site, as well as to contact us for a quote, custom quote. I mean, that is not good grammar. That is not good English. I'm basically just throwing up on this thing, telling it what I want. I don't care that this stuff reads like an idiot. I'm just chucking it out everything I want. I'm not concerned with good grammar. As page 7, please provide some compelling copy for our contact page. Make sure they reach out to us. I'm looking for your absolute best work here. Please create the 7 reference pages of content for our website with the SEO info included as mentioned. Also, feel free to let me know if there's anything else you need to do the absolute best work from all the info you have gathered in regards to our business as well as the competitors. We want to be the premier website for this industry. So we need to be better than all the competitors on all counts. Feel free to reference any of the competitor sites used previously to reanalyze for SEO content and anything else you need to do a spectacular job for me. Do your absolute best. And then here's the answer. I appreciate your comprehensive request for high quality content for Production Partners Chemical Co. To deliver the best possible content, I need to clarify a few points and gather some additional information. It followed my instruction exactly where I said, please tell me what else you need. Right? It didn't proceed. It's like, we are talking, we are communicating, we're working together. You need to understand this is a live, breathing machine. It will talk to you like a human if you talk to it like a human. So it's telling me exactly what it needs. It's given me 10 things that it would like more information on because it knows I want its absolute best work. And it knows to give me its best work, this is the information it needs. So I went through and I gave it specifics on all 10 of those things. Like 7, I didn't find important. I just said, skip this for now. Here's the answer. And it's starting to chunk out all the content for these pages. So it took me about a half hour to do this, but I got all the content formatted for all 7 of those pages. That's $1,200 an hour because I charged the client $600 for a half hour's worth of work. What do you guys think about that?
And they loved it. They were grateful.
Yeah. And it was, I guarantee you, I can absolutely guarantee you, I've been doing this job for a long, long time. It was the best copy I've ever gotten from a copywriter. It was the most comprehensive copy I've ever gotten from a copywriter. And it was the least effort and frustration I've ever experienced with a copywriter. And it's also the highest profit margin I've ever made off a copywriter. I mean, it all adds up to a pretty damn good world I just created here in offering copywriting. Anybody can do this. Every website on the planet needs good copy. Most of the people that own the websites realize their copy sucks. They all would want good copy if it was available. All you have to do is offer it. And it's a numbers game. If you go to the first one and you say, hey, I can do copy on your website for $100 a page, and they say, no, thanks. Just move on. How many website owners are there out there? And this is a numbers game. What if you had to ask 10 people? What if your job today was for you to ask 10 people if they needed copy for their website? And let's say you offered them 10 pages of copy for $500. Give them a deal, 10 pages of copy for $500 is an irresistible offer. It's going to take you about a half hour to do it based on the example I just showed you. Might take you a little longer when you're getting used to talking to the machine and figuring out, how to communicate with it. Let's say it takes you an hour. let's say you're only half as good as I am at this, and I'm just learning this stuff. I'm just starting with it. Let's say it takes you an hour to make $500. It takes you another 2 hours to contact those 10 people to get that job. So you're 3 hours into your day, you made $500 and now you can go to the beach. Like, how many of you are living that life? How many of you are making $500 a day in 3 hours and then going to the beach and doing whatever you want? Right? I don't see a lot of hands going up. I just gave it to you. Anybody can do this. It doesn't matter your skill set. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your language. It doesn't matter if you've got a single hair on your head, Mr. McLean.
Oh, I know who you're talking to. And I think that really hurts Brady's feelings a lot.
Oh yeah, I left Brady out. So Mr. McLean and, and Mr. Brady. But seriously, guys, if you're not
Can I give him another one?
What's that?
Can I give him another one?
Sure.
All right. I mean, if you'd like to make $25 a month, you just sell that service of mine that I do it, and I'll pay you $25 a month for everybody you send me. Plus, you get $200 up front for the customer. Just in case you wanted residual money on this, guys. I'm just saying it's possible. And wait a minute. Do you know the number one thing when someone sends me an email like that? Hey, we can help you on your website. Do you know what I send them? And John, you can go look at my numbers of how many people click on my affiliate link. You know, I do that for a living, but you know, we're booked up right now. But if you need some leads right now, we can help you. We've got a connection we can do. All right,
Yeah.
one of two ways. I said, if you're interested, we can sell you the leads at $5 a piece, or you can go sign up for this program and get the leads, or even sell them yourself. John, I mean, if John probably looks up right there, there's probably thousands of people just click on my link. Not everybody's buying, but it only takes one.
Yeah, it's a numbers game.
Numbers game. Just keep doing it.
Tim, can
Yeah.
I tell you something?
Yeah.
I did not hear a word you said.
Why?
When you put a baby on your lap, I am not paying any attention to you at all.
What
Like,
a cutie pie.
You might as well have a puppy.
I know. Well, before I started talking, Chris, I had to take his keyboard and put it on the floor because he's taking his keyboard going. And I've got my keyboard way up here, but we have another one for him that he gets to play with right here. And just
Awesome.
in the middle of the conversation with this last bit here that John was teaching, my daughter dropped him off on my lap for a couple minutes.
Brady's got one of those too.
It's hard to say no, right, Brady? Yeah, just saying.
He's got a fresh one.
Hey, John, I have all right, here's the deal. So this call is worth the price of admission because I just put 2 and 2 together with something you were showing. Let me ask you a question. If I was going to have AI look at a book and summarize it, do you know what that process, which AI I would use and how would I get it into it? You know, if a book's printed or
Yeah.
a Kindle copy, an audiobook, and then I'll tell you the idea that I just had because of this
Okay.
call.
Yeah. So for books, you need a really large language model for books. So ChatGPT is not going to do it. I'm not sure if Perplexity is going to do it either, but Claude, you can load a massive amount into.
Okay.
You can probably find a PDF version of the book and just do a Control A, and that will copy or that will select all the material in the whole PDF, every page.
Okay.
And then you can copy that, paste it into a Word document or a text document, and then you can load that up as a prompt. I don't know. I haven't really used Claude a lot myself, but I think you might be able to actually load a document to it.
Okay.
If they don't have that, if there is no text version of it, you can use like Speechify. Speechify has a version where you can have it listen to your video or listen to your audio, and it will transcribe it to text.
Okay.
So you might try Speechify.
There's one out there called Designer, and it's spelled differently. I'm gonna look for it and put it in the comments for you, but that's one I use too. That I basically put a blog post in and then outlined the book for me.
Because here's the thing. Here's an idea I'd like to share that just came to me. So while I'm doing this, the mail came and I got a book, in the mail that I need to read, and it's also, but for my client base, right?
Oh yeah, have it summarize it for you.
Well, and then take it up one more. Here's the idea: is that, yeah, all of a sudden it's that's it. I need to read it. And I thought, God, I need to read it, and I need to, make notes and all that jazz. But here's I'll just get to it. Here's the point. One of my favorite YouTube channels is called Little Bit Better. Have you guys ever heard of Little Bit Better?
I know the concept.
It totally rocks. It is a YouTube channel. And what this amazing thing does with millions of followers, it takes books. It's on personal growth, time management, business, blah, blah, blah. And the YouTube videos are like 13 minutes long. So what they do is they read the books and then they summarize it. Let me share my screen real quick and I'll show you. So here's an example of it. You guys seeing that? And so the video starts out, it's like, I recently read the $1 Million Weekend, the $1 Million Weekend book. And then the post is how to start your first small business in 48 hours. So what I'm getting at, I love this because I can listen in 13 minutes, time management, motivation, how to start a business, whatever. It occurs to me now, for my clientele, I can start a YouTube channel. And every time I got a book and thought I had to read it and somehow incorporate it, I can do my own Little Bit Better. And I can take all the books in my industry, start a YouTube channel, and every week or even with a newsletter, this is a great newsletter idea, take a book on a topic. Everyone wants the results, but no one wants to take time to read the book and summarize it in like a 13-minute video.
Yeah, you know what you could do that might even take that to a whole new level?
What?
All those books for your industry are all for sale on Amazon, more than likely. So you could have a resource where here's all the top books for this industry, and here's the links to purchase them on Amazon. Here's the links to purchase the Cliff Notes.
Okay.
So you don't have
Cliff Notes?
Yeah, so this would be your output of A Little Bit Better.
Yeah.
So you could say, if you'd like to not have to read the 4-hour book and get the Cliff Notes and a 15-minute video telling you exactly what's important that's in the book, that's $19.95. And you sell it.
And this is what it looks like.
I see them. Look, Chris Notes.
Chris Notes, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, nice. That's good. Are you guys seeing my screen share?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is what they do. They just read the book, or the woman reads the book, and they just have, these illustrations with the drawing software. You know what I mean? It's like,
How
about Chris, how about adding a membership level to it, all right, where they can get your Chris Notes monthly, all right, but the second level is you can send me your book and I'll add your book to it.
Oh, you mean authors?
Yeah. So basically, yeah, you could say, so think about this. Level 1 is they can membership, they can get every one that you do every month, right? Level 2 is, all right, you could submit your own and I'll put it out to my list.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're going to pay the extra $100 a month to be able to get their book read by you and cliff noted by you and out to their list.
Because
your list.
Wow. Hey, Tim,
Chris Notes.
But see, Chris Notes. Presto.
Chris Notes, good.
But see,
Hey,
that
Chris,
builds
how
on John's.
does it read the book?
Here, let me
Just give it the title and the author?
Well, you have to load that up into the AI, and the AI reads the book, and then it can summarize it. You could take the output of the summary over to InVideo and just pipe it in and have InVideo make you the video.
Yeah. See, this idea, John, just started with you, and then Tim jumped in, and it's snowballing now.
And
So
Chris
now
Notes,
this really is worth the money, this call.
and Chris Notes is
Yeah.
born.
This keeps
Yeah.
getting better.
And just like that, Chris, I would have had, if you don't heard it, Chris Notes should be bought. That domain name should be bought now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd go be buying that right now because you got what 20 people on here.
Oh.
Somebody's going to buy that before the end of the
Well,
show.
It wouldn't work for me because my name's not Chris,
Bring.
but for him, it's a winner for somebody whose name is Chris.
Yeah. Bring. Oh, phone's ringing. Gotta go. Bring.
Brady already bought it.
Brady bought it. Oh, you're
Yeah.
screwed now.
And Brady will sell it to you for another $150 extra.
Yeah, it's like
That's
who's
awesome.
who's the quietest person on this call? Oh, Brady
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah.
talking.
Hey,
For,
John,
for
one
a
of the things,
reasonable price there, Brady. Yeah.
John, forgetting big copy in there, Gemini has a 1 million
Oh
token
yeah.
input now. So when you subscribe to Poe for $20 a month, you get access to all of the different, I mean, you don't have to subscribe to them one at a time. Subscribe to Poe and it has everything in there. And it has that 1 million character input. And you can put, an entire novel in there and it'll read it and say, okay, now what? So I mean, that's the one that I use, and it's really smart, and it's real time. It's now Google's hooked it up, so it does real time research. It didn't stop training back in 2022 like the original one started. So
Yeah.
that makes my $20 a month Poe subscription really, really worthwhile.
Well, you want me to destroy that one for you?
Wait, there's more.
Hey, absolutely, but yes, there's still more.
Here it comes.
All right, I'm just looking for the link here. All right, so here's one where for the same $20, you can get the Poe, the Chat GPT, the Perplexity. You basically get the pro version of all of them for $20 a month. You ever hear of this?
Go, John, go.
Oh, show it to us.
Let
Show
me
it, not just
Denominator.
tease it.
let me show it to you. I gotta put my screen up here. All right. Hopefully it's the same deal. But this is AI Playground. Simple, flexible pricing. So for $20 a month, you get the Claude, you get Chat GPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Mistral Large, Llama, Bing Copilot, Chat GPT 3, Cloud Haiku. You get all this stuff for $20 a month.
Back up to that on top.
That got you beat?
Okay, Chat GPT 4. It's in there. 4's in there.
That definitely looks for the question is which Gemini, because there's like 6 of them.
Which Gemini is it? 1.4.
1.5 Gemini.
But they don't have Poe. It would be great if they had Poe in there too.
Yeah, Cloud. I think Cloud isn't Cloud part of Poe?
I'm not sure.
I think it is.
Oh.
I think that's
My
I think
sons who
that's-
work in internet security turned me on to Poe.
Yeah. And then basically the number of queries, the $20 a month, that gets you, advanced 200 queries a month and basic queries 1,000 a month. So that's a lot.
Mhm.
That's a lot of queries. So anyway, I will put that in the chat for you. So you got the link. You guys got a lot of value today. Good call.
I think Chris said earlier, well worth the price of admission today.
All right, let's get Roger. Roger's had his hand up for a while.
Hey, John. Loving the call today. I remember when you walked us through about 6 weeks ago the creating of a stunning PowerPoint. What was that tool? I know you went from Perplexity to that tool.
Yes, that was an awesome tool. Let me show you what I got for that. That is called Gamma. So
Gamma, that was it.
it's gamma.app, and it is just absolutely phenomenal. Let me show you the one that I created with a one-line prompt. I created this at Craig's event. There was a woman that does wedding planning. And I said, you know, somebody in the room, just give me a topic and I'll build you a PowerPoint presentation. So it was elegant luxury weddings. And this is it. This is what it created from a one-line prompt. Created the image. That's an AI image. And when she was like looking at this, she's like, oh my God, that is exactly what we do. And
Okay, wow.
she even said there was a couple of things in here that she hadn't even thought of to do, and she's going to add it into her business. But all these images, all AI generated, the color scheme, the whole enchilada.
John, it creates the images in Gamma itself.
Yes. It creates the images, it creates the copy, it creates the headlines. I mean, look at that image. That's beautiful. That is an elegant wedding if I've ever seen one. And here's the cool part. If you click on the image, let's say you double click on the image here, it'll open up and it shows you what the prompt is to create the image. And then it shows you, it gives you all the other images that you could choose from. But let's say I don't want to change that image because that image is just, that's a beautiful image. Let's find one like here, her eye is a little screwed up.
And
So
the pointing at her is a little weird.
yeah, so let's just regenerate that.
John, is this pro or free?
This is pro, but the free version works exactly the same. So now here's 3 new images. So you could choose whichever of these images that you want. So we'll just, you know, we'll choose that one. And now it's updated. And now I see, since it's a vertical, that probably wasn't a good choice. So here, it's got portrait. It's already got portrait. So let's just regenerate again. If you don't get what you like, you just hit regenerate again.
And these are copyright free, even though they are pretty photorealistic.
Yeah. So I just moved the image down. So it, instead of being on the side scrunched, it's just down in the middle now. So it's got the whole image. So you can drag the stuff around. You can pretty much do all of your design work in here. You know, if you want to change the text, you can just change it right here. Let's say you wanted to bold that. And then when you're done, you come over here to the 3 little dots and you export, and you can export this to a PDF or a PowerPoint. So you could do this as a PDF, and now you have a lead magnet to give away for free. And this was literally generated with a one-line prompt. I said, please create me a presentation for an elegant wedding planner business, something like that.
But John, I don't understand how you can get great photos without going to a Discord service server and having a confusing time imagining.
Well, yeah, that's a pain in the ass is what that is. But this
For those not to know, that was a dig at Midjourney.
this does it like on the fly. It's incredible. This program, I think it's like 20 bucks a month or something. Let me go back to the home page here. I guess since I'm already logged in, I've already picked my poison as far as plans.
And John, I don't want to send you away from this if people are still enjoying seeing what it does, but I'd like to ask you, I understand what Perplexity does. I understand Claude, Gamma, and Midjourney. What does Gemini bring to the table?
I don't really know. I haven't really played around with Gemini myself. So I'm on the plus plan here.
John, the big thing for Gemini is that it's in real time. So
Oh,
you know,
okay.
the you can ask it for up-to-date information and give it. It's the only one that I've found so far that'll actually give real-time information and update.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't had time to play with it yet. So I've heard good things about it, but you know, if you guys have a chance to play with the stuff and feed us back the information, the more collectively, the more we know, the more we grow. So Delilah.
Hey, John. Hey, everyone. I have a question about Gamma that you just showed us. Suppose you have a little more specialized knowledge, there's more specific that you want to get. Would you be more specific in your prompt, or would you,
Yes.
is that how you would do it? And how much prompt can this one handle?
You can give it as much as you want. Like, for instance, I'll go back. Let's see, let me get back to gammas. So I'll go back to my gammas. And this one here, let me just load this one up. What I did to create this presentation was I had a Word document. And this is the one that I created for our acquisitionnaire, basically for our webinar. So I had basically created all the title slides. Or I didn't even create the slides. I just created a Word document and I just listed off all the slides that I needed for the presentation. And then I loaded that up so it created the slides based on my exact outline. And then it filled in, you know, it created the images. It just made life so much easier, and it made it so much better than it would have looked if I would have done it myself.
Do you specify what slides it needs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told it what slides I needed, and you know, like in this case, this is my own image. This was like a testimonial image. So what I did was I just took the image it created here and I plugged in my own. So I just double clicked on the image and uploaded my own image into here. But like, I've never in my life had a PowerPoint presentation that looked this good. Usually my PowerPoint presentations are, you know, white with black text and an occasional image. So here, I love this one. I love this image here. This is the image for running your business like this.
Where did you put in the prompts for the slides, or did you have them already listed in the PDF?
And then I actually didn't give it any prompts for the images. All I did was I just had the basically the name of the slide. I had basically the headline for each slide. And in some cases, like this was the headline, you will demolish your competition. So it didn't give me any content, it just gave me this guy. integrate into any CRM using Zapier, and it gave me that image.
Nice.
Like this one, it didn't really know how to do an image, so it just didn't give me an image in that one. So open rates. This was my image here that was just a collage of customer testimonials. Legal compliance, it knew what that looked like. And again, that was my image I uploaded. My image I uploaded. But just like really cool stuff. I don't know how long or how much money it would have taken me to go through Fiverr to get somebody to not only design this and make it look this good, but create all those images. It would have been hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And it would have taken me probably a month going back and forth with the person to get it the way I wanted it.
How many pages was your PDF prompt?
Well, it was each one of these slides was a line in it. So I don't know exactly how many. It was quite a few.
Hey, John, can I throw a follow-up question to you?
Sure. Like
Sent
this
you
was a
over to
cool one.
Gamma.
I have a shark bite guarantee. It made me a new shark who's, he's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the last one. So yeah, go ahead, Roger.
Back over to Perplexity for creating the website for the chemical company.
Mm-hmm.
Through your extensive prompting, you were able to have it create multiple pages that you specified. You said page 1, page 2, and then I remember page 6 and page 7, SEO optimized, and it created the copy.
Mm-hmm.
How do you then get website images to go along with that and get it formatted such that it can actually be uploaded as a web page, a formatted web page? Because Gamma creates beautiful slides.
Yeah.
Perplexity creates great copy. But how do you get great web copy to be a completed web page? The equivalent to the way Gamma creates, ready, turnkey, ready to go PowerPoint.
Yeah, gotcha. So I was literally just creating the I was literally just creating the content with what I did. But if you were to, let's say you were to take that content that we created, I'm just going to copy what it output for me. So I'm just going to copy the text, and we'll go back and we'll just play with Gamma. So I copied the text out of the Word document I did for the content. So let's go back to Gamma, and we'll create a new. We can create from blank, or we can create from AI. So let's create from AI just for the hell of it. And we want to generate from a prompt, paste in text. So let's paste in text. So I basically pasted in the whole output of that. And then let's create a website. So here you can do a presentation, a website, or a document. This will actually generate the website code. You can just upload the HTML code to your website.
I'm sorry. I knew it created the PowerPoint. That's what you demoed. I didn't even realize it would create the web page. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is really cool. So, and then next it's going to ask me like what color scheme I want. Oh, here we go. So it wants to know if we want to do it card by card or freeform. I'm just going to let it freeform. Let's see what we get. Now, as far as text content, we can generate, we can condense, or we can preserve what we have. So for this, let's just let the thing generate. Let's let it be creative. Amount of text per card. Let's go detailed. This is for business organizations, so that's cool. For chemical. The tone, professional, authoritative, trustworthy. English, we'll use AI images and website format. There's our prompt. And we can change 8 cards. We can do more or less. What do you say we just do it? Okay, so now we need to pick a theme, a color scheme. You can also create your own. If you want to upload your own images and colors and all that, you've got like, you've got a theme, you can upload it and go to town. All right, so let's do that one. That looks good, right? Good enough? Let's generate. We'll see what we get. This will be interesting. So now I just made you a freaking web developer. I waved my magic wand. Roger, you're now a web developer.
It's amazing.
So literally, I mean, AI is giving you skill sets at the click of a mouse. You literally have all the skill set you'd ever want at your fingertips. All right. So it's the minions. Can you feel the minions at work? They're pumping behind the screen here to chip this thing out. So here it's writing. It's actually writing this thing in real time for you.
No, look at this.
Creating images. Come on, somebody stop the madness. Feel pretty good about it?
I have used Fiverr, and some people are inexpensive and good, but it takes a lot of work. I usually have to get like 10 people, and 9 of them aren't good. So that's money down the drain. And then to get all the rights to use it unlimited, then you have to pay up even more on Fiverr. So this is huge.
Yeah, well, they ain't this good. So here's your pages. Like that's our home page. This is our second page. So you got all your pages here for your website. Custom blending. That looks like a chemical blending machine.
Did you say you attach it to your website by copying the code, or what is it that you said you do?
So once it's done, you go up here to the 3 little dots, and then you would export, and you can do PDF, PowerPoint. Let's see, how do we get this thing into web format? Oh, publish. So basically, your site is ready to publish. You would have to give it like your FTP settings, and you can just publish right from here, right straight to the web server. Pretty freaking amazing. And you can preview. Let's see. So that's basically what your website would look like, the different pages. And you can see it's even bringing the images in animated form. Like you've seen that on some WordPress sites where when a new page loads that it like makes it look animated.
Hey, John, I'm assuming then if one needed to make changes, one would just go back to the same file, the same conversation. You know, let's say that was actually a milk dispensing machine. You know,
Yeah.
and you need to change that image, you would just publish again and it
Yep.
would refresh. Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Now, you want to see something even better? It just made it in 3 formats. It made it mobile also. There's what the mobile version looks like. I mean, how cool is that? Built you a website, made it mobile, made it tablet. There's the tablet version.
So if John, I'm assuming if the text, when you're looking at mobile, if the text was, you know, wrapped around 2 lines within a word, one could just go back and lower the font size, publish
Yeah.
again, switch to mobile, make sure that the text is appropriate. Okay.
So to your question, if this image isn't right, you just go back, double click on the image. You can change the prompt here if you want. You can enhance the prompt. Let's see what that does. So Gamma just rewrote you an enhanced prompt just by clicking a button. I mean, you don't even have to think. Just be a button pusher. So it just created you 3 new images. Say, oh, I like that one better. Or I like that one better. And then like, if that's the one you want, you just close this out and there it is. If you want to change the text, you just click change your text and then you republish. So you can publish to update your whole site. You can publish just this page, or you can preview. So when you publish, it's going to overwrite what was currently there. And pretty cool stuff. And you can also share the gammas. Like you can package this up and send it to someone. You can edit your theme. It's pretty cool. Gamma was a good find. Like for design, if you're designing anything, and one of the hardest things, something that's been very, very difficult for a lot of people going through the ACT program is creating lead magnets. You can now create a lead magnet with a single line prompt. You can just say, I need a lead magnet for whatever industry, you know, to solve whatever problem. You could go over to Perplexity and say, what's the biggest problem in XYZ industry that I could easily solve with a bit of information? And then you could have it write the information, like whatever it might be, whatever it recommends. You can even ask it, like, what would be a good lead magnet to give away to help someone solve the biggest problem in this industry? Have Perplexity tell you what that is. Take that prompt over to Gamma and have Gamma create the document for you. And now you have a lead magnet in like 5 minutes. Problem solved. Like that's been a big thing. That's been a big stumbling block for a lot of people. If they don't have lead magnets, they're not getting leads. If they don't have leads, they're not growing their list. If they're not growing their list, they're not making money. And it all came back to that single speed bump where they didn't know how. They didn't know how to create the lead magnet. Well, that just vanished. That excuse vanished. Like I've eliminated probably 99% of anyone's excuses here today about why you're not being successful online. I'm sure I missed something somewhere, but I can tell you for sure I eliminated the majority of them. Roger, go ahead.
Hey, John.
Yes.
So I'm going to take you over to a Kartra question. You're
Okay.
talking about developing your list with lead magnet. Kartra allows you on a lead page, landing page, to have a magnet where somebody will enter their email and it'll capture that email into your contact database with an appropriate tag.
Yes.
My question is, what if somebody wants to have that lead magnet download available on their actual web page instead of their Kartra landing page? Is there a way to get an email entry form into a regular web page that then sends it over to Kartra without using a Kartra page?
Absolutely. It's absolutely doable. In fact, it's easy. It's more than easy. It's a piece of cake. In Kartra, when you create your form, you can put the form into a Kartra page. You can also put the form into any web page. So I'll show you how that works. So if you go to my website and you go to the client acquisition tab, this is the lead magnet on my page on Internet Dominators. This is the button to download it. That button is a Kartra button. So when you click that, this pop-up is a Kartra pop-up. When you fill in your info, that's going to put it in the Kartra database, give you the Kartra thank you page where they can download the thing, and it's all right off of your website. Is that what you were looking for?
Exactly. And that could be a WordPress website or any other non-Kartra server hosted website.
Yes, this is a WordPress website right here.
Perfect.
I've got the same thing on my homepage. If you go to my my free 15-minute strategy session, that button right there is a Kartra button just embedded into my WordPress site. Pops up the same Kartra window. This is a Kartra window. When they sign up here, they get loaded into Kartra as a lead. They get taken to the schedule page, which is a Kartra calendar. All the Kartra back-end stuff. My site is a perfect example of marrying a WordPress front end to a Kartra back end. And it's absolutely seamless.
Was it a plugin or did you just put the code in to do that?
I just put the code in here.
I thought so, yeah. There's a girl here in Dallas who does it that way, and I was just curious.
Yeah, I just like I use Beaver Builder. So what this is just an HTML box. So I just drug an HTML box in here, pasted the code that Kartra for that button, and away it went. The button just appears.
I use Optimized Press, which has buttons. You put a button in and you can put any link or anything you want behind it. But I'm still trying to learn Beaver Builder. Probably something I should ask you sometimes because I'm still trying to figure out Beaver Builder.
Yeah, Beaver Builder's super easy to build or to
Well,
use.
that's the people say this is super easy. I don't realize, I mean, my habits, my knowledge are in one area, yours is in another. So
Yeah.
what may be easy to me may be hard to you. But
Well, I can almost assure you anything easy to me, it means it's drag and drop, point and click, no coding.
well, considering I'm
all
going to
the-
be monkeying with Terry's site, I'm going to have to learn it because I don't want to change out the Beaver Builder that you guys put in. So
yeah, well, I can walk you through it. Like if you want to set up a time,
yeah, I will. I'll set up
can-
the next week. We won't do it on a call like this because I got to go soon. So
I guarantee you it's at least as easy, if not easier, than whatever you're doing.
well, I've been using Optimized Press for what since they came out in 2009. So it's like
Yeah.
it's like trying to explain to somebody really WordPress is easier when all they've ever done is Wix.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's like go high level for me. I was on one of their calls this morning. Chris has been telling me about this new guy Perry's got Nuno or Nuvo or whatever his name is. And I hopped in there to watch and I'm like, oh my God, it just made me want to throw up.
No, I also get a lot of like AppZumo stuff to check it out for people. And one of the things I got was this Pipeline Pro because they said I was good at it. It was a one-time fee of $37. Who's not going to try something out for $37? And
Yeah.
they said in their advertising, it's easier than Kartra. It is not easier than Kartra.
Funny. Man. Well, all right. Well, anything else? Anything else you guys want me to cover or address today? I know we've been on here
Real quick, John.
a couple hours.
What
Yeah,
about what about looking at Go High Level made you almost throw up?
oh, just everything. It's like dropping you into a whole new universe to learn, and it's just like, I don't know. It's I'm not gonna say it's hard to teach this old dog new tricks, but that's just way too much for me to.
John, tell me if this isn't true, because truthfully, I had a hard time with Kartra until I went through the videos you did on Kartra.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So that's, in some cases, I think what it is their training they offer for Go High Level is not, shall we say, John, I'm not putting you in my class, but shall we say second grader? We're not even third grader. We're second graders, right? You really got to dumb it down for us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I dropped in there feeling like an infant.
Yeah.
And it's just like, for me, it's hard for me to go from like master professor to infant. I don't want to go through that learning curve. Like, if you ask me, hey, if you could start your life over again, would you do it? I'm like, fuck no. There's no way in hell I'm going to go through that learning curve again. I'm here. I've made it. So that's what makes me want to throw up when I look at that. I'm like, oh no, nah, no thanks.
Got
Where
it.
is
Great
your
session today.
instructional videos on Kartra?
What's that, Delilah?
Where are your instructional videos on Kartra?
Inside the ACT program, I think it's under the resources tab.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah, I've done several videos where I like go through and I've got a lot of templates too, where I've built stuff and I'll just share the whole template and then you just edit it.
That's
So
great. Do you
yeah.
have any either an affiliate link and or coupon codes for new people joining Kartra, or is that not available?
No, I have the coupon code. It's not actually a coupon code. It's just a link to one of their better offers.
Oh, that's good.
And I make it simple. It's internetdominators.com/Kartra. That's my affiliate link. So all my affiliate links are pretty easy to figure out. It's my website / whatever the thing is.
Internetdominators.com/Kartra.
Yep. Kartra.
Cool. Thanks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, let's wrap it up for today. I think I don't want you guys to be just like overloaded. I think we've covered a lot of ground, but this was a really, really good call. I think hopefully you guys got a lot out of it, and hopefully it'll help get you on the right track, because you should be making money at this point. There's no reason for you to not make money with the AI tools at your disposal right now. So if you can think of any reasons, like take the next week and see if you can think of a reason why you can't make money with all this AI stuff. And I want to hear about it. Oh, and speaking of next week, I said I was going to be back on the Thursday schedules, but next week we're going to swap this call out with the call with Chip Cooper. I think this is really important. I don't even know what he's going to teach us, but in regards to FTC compliance and regulation, apparently there's some new rules regarding AI. And Chip Cooper is an attorney in the internet marketing space. He's the one behind FTC Guardian. So he's going to come on and I'm going to introduce him and let him speak to all things FTC related and kind of bring us up to speed. And he'll make an offer. If anybody wants his product, the FTC Guardian, he'll make an offer on there. So it'll be more webinar format than an open discussion like what we usually do on the calls. But I think that's going to be a really good thing for next week. You guys do need to register for it. And I sent an email out yesterday. The email did not have the registration link in it, although it told you had to register for it. Now, that was it was a mistake. It was not an intentional mistake, but it came out to be an intentional good outcome. I got a bunch of people that responded, there's no link. Where's the link? I can't find the link. All that stuff. So what it did, it created interaction in email, which increases my email reputation just by interaction. So that's a good thing. I didn't automatically just respond and send out a new email right away correcting it, because there's a lot of people that still haven't seen it yet. Email comes in, not everybody's on their email instantly. So I just wanted to let it run its course for 24 hours. And some people were confused too. They thought it was for this week. So now that this week's call's over, I will send out the new email with the updated information with the registration link. So you do have to register for it. If you register for it, you'll also get the replay as well, even if you can't make it. So do register for that. And I will send that out right now so you guys can look for it, see it, register it. Whether you're there or not, you're going to want that info. So, all right, guys, have a great week. Enjoy your summer. Take advantage of it. It only comes once a year. We will talk to you guys next week.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, John.